All right, so welcome back to Timeless Me by Mrs. C. And so today we're going to be talking about something that has been highly requested, which is shopping. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize that so many people hate shopping. But seeing how that is a thing, I figured that I would address it and hopefully kind of calm some of your fears when it comes to shopping. So I have a few tips when it comes to shopping that'll hopefully ease some of your fears. First thing is that you want to know your body type. I highly suggest that as scared as you may be about, I'm overweight or I'm too skinny or I'm really curvy, I'm really busty, got a big butt, whatever your body type may be, the one thing that I always say is that you have to be proud of who it is that you are. I know that after I had my lovely daughter, my body changed, which it does for most women after pregnancy, and I had to be okay with it. I had to be happy about it. Even after losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, my body just wasn't the same, pre-baby. So, and that's completely fine. So if you're honest with yourself with that and you're unafraid of it, in addition to that, I also want you to make sure that you're realistic about your fit. Knowing your fit really helps. I'll have a whole video about fit, but essentially you don't want to have something that's too tight or too big. Sometimes, especially after a person loses a lot of weight, they're still buying their clothes really big. Or sometimes, you need a little bit more room instead of it being too tight, including knowing what stores to go to. I know that there are a couple of stores, and I'll talk about a few of them today, that are my go-tos because I know that they carry my size, but also that size looks good on me. Because some places that have extra large or double XL, they may say that, but it doesn't necessarily fit the way that you need it. The next thing is not being overwhelmed, which is probably the number one reason why people hate shopping so much, is just that you go into a store, there's too much, I don't want to deal with it, and you have a headache, and so you just leave. Or you just completely avoid it altogether. So some of the things that you want to do is make sure that you are flexible. If the store is crowded, go to another one and come back. If it's a certain time of the day, go get lunch or a late breakfast and then come back. You want to make sure that you're completely as flexible as you can be, especially if you're shopping for something that it is that you need. But however frequently you shop, definitely don't be afraid with it, and you got to make sure that you're flexible. Also, know what time of the day is good. I know that for me, if I'm not working, going really early in the morning, like when the stores open up, which is really about 10 a.m. or right before stores close, or in the middle of the week, those are normally really good times to go because you're not going to really get a lot of people out and about, especially when the stores open. Everything is kind of neat and laid out because they have to kind of refurbish the store again for the next day, the night before. And at night, mostly people are out because, they might have come shopping right after work, which is definitely not the time that you want to go. Normally, right around the time that a store opens or right around the time that it's going to close is normally the best time to go. And also in the middle of the week. And also know what seasons to also shop in too. There are stores that have annual sales that they try to clear out a lot of their seasonal stuff, spring stuff, winter stuff, summer stuff. So normally at the end of a season is also when you want to go and start looking for stuff. So you get stuff on sale, and you could also be prepared for the next season. You also want to make sure that you're shopping with a plan. A lot of times I've heard some of my friends say, okay, they just go to shop and they don't know what they're looking for. Know what it is that you're looking for. So before you go to the store, have a plan. What is it that I'm buying? Am I getting shirts today? Am I looking for a dress for an event? Am I looking for something for work? Do I need shoes? And then after that, also know what stores you want to go to find those things. There are certain stores that I go to specifically just for work. There are other stores that I go to get shirts like this one that I have on from H&M. I love these shirts from H&M because they're very comfortable. They're very versatile. I like V-neck shirts. I think it frames my neck very well. That's pretty much where I get them. And they're also really cheap. So you want to know what stores to get what from. For example, a lot of my work clothes, since I'm a teacher, I get from J. Crew, and they also give a teacher discount. Also look into that too. I'll talk about discounts and looking into what stores offer in a moment. And also what brands are good for you. There are certain stores that carry certain brands, or a brand that is a store that it just doesn't necessarily, fit you right because of your body type. And that was also the first thing that I talked about. I know for myself, I'm very, I'm very busty. So a lot of shirts, especially button-down shirts, they don't necessarily work well for me because there's always some sort of gapping. I promise you one day I'm gonna invent a shirt that, is good for ladies that doesn't gap. But for now, I know that there are certain stores that I can go to that I could get those types of shirts, and other stores where it's just not gonna work out. And not to knock any of those stores, because a lot of brands are becoming more inclusive to the type of body types and shapes that women and even men have. So I'm very grateful for that. But still, there are certain stores that are cut for a specific body type rather than one like mine. Third thing, or not the third thing, really the fourth thing that I want us to look at is budgeting. So a lot of times when you go up to the counter and they say, oh, do you want to become an Anthro member, or do you want to join H&M, this membership points, or do you want to, are you a Sephora member or whatever else? And normally we just say no because we're trying to get out of the store. Say yes for a couple of reasons. There are obviously member perks. So if this is a store that you go to frequently, if it's something or a store that you don't necessarily go to frequently, don't worry about it. But if it is a store that you go to frequently, make sure that you just sign up to be a member, because at the end of the day, you're going to be saving yourself money, if not in the short term, in the long term. There are a lot of places that give you coupons on your birthday. If you're a teacher or if you're a medical worker, there are a lot of places that also have sales that are not open to everybody but only to members. So those are things that you want to look at. In addition to budgeting, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is when to splurge and when not to splurge. I generally say that if it's something that's trendy, normally something that's just like here today and gone tomorrow, sometimes even here today and gone today, those are not the things that you want to necessarily spend a lot of your money on. Things that you want to spend money on are things that are going to last you for a very long time. For example, my work shoes, a lot of my work shoes, the ones that have lasted me are Clark's, because they're a really good shoemaker. And even though they may be a bit pricey, I normally try to get them on sale. I know that if I shop with them, that I'm gonna get a good deal and these shoes are gonna last me. So the amount of money that I spend on it is gonna be worth it, instead of buying a pair of shoes and then having to throw them away and then having to buy another pair. Other thing that I would normally say to kind of splurge money on are things that are going to be timeless and essential to your wardrobe. I promise you I have a video on the essentials of wardrobes. Those type of things have to do with a lot of work outfits, blouses, a good pair of jeans, some really nice t-shirts that are also cheap, like this one from H&M, and some trousers for work, dresses, things that are going to last you throughout the years, whether your body fluctuates or not. But those are the types of things that you want to spend a little bit of money on. I think you should have at least one good bag. This one good bag, it doesn't necessarily have to be designer, even though the more pricier ones are going to be designer ones. You want to have a bag that is going to be sturdy, again, lasts you throughout years, and also is versatile in whatever it is that you're wearing or wherever it is that you're going. Last thing is going to be online shopping. So especially now that we're home, and sometimes a lot of us, we get bored and we don't know what to do with our time, so we go online and we start shopping on Amazon and everything else. And I'm sure a lot of us end up getting buyer's remorse, because then we finally get what it is that we ordered and then we don't like it and then we have to send it back. So when it comes to online shopping, you need to make sure that you do your research. Sometimes it's trial and error, in the sense that, okay, well, I gotta see, especially if it's a new brand that you're not used to wearing yet, or if you've never worn it or bought it or seen it before on anybody. Sometimes you gotta buy things just kind of test it out, and then if you have to return it. Make sure you always check the return policies. Make sure that you always read reviews. I'm the review queen. Reviews can be very helpful. Sometimes I know there's some people that put up fake reviews, but try and see if there's any sort of consistency, and also look at the dates when the reviews were made too, because if they were made 5 years ago, that's not up to date. You want to look at things or reviews that were made recently. Sometimes when you shop online, you can also find other deals and coupons that you wouldn't have normally found if you were shopping in store. One of the things that I definitely recommend is downloading apps from stores. For example, if you download the H&M app, I promise you they're not a sponsor. It just so happens I'm talking a lot about H&M. Anyway, if you download the H&M app, a lot of people don't know that you can get points that could end up taking off a percentage of your next purchase after a certain amount of points. They also have like other rewards that you could use, and they also have other coupons that you can use that aren't available in the store. Because I always used to say, like, you know, H&M, they got cheap stuff, but they don't really have a lot of deals or coupons unless it's like clearance stuff. But they actually do, it's just in the app. Anthropology, for example, every day for at least the past couple of weeks, they've had like an online or app deal, a deal that you could only get through the app. And of course, having those memberships are also good too. So some takeaways, right? Number one, do some research. I'm a natural researcher. I love to know what it is that I'm buying, so that I can make sure that I not only have good quality, but it's something that's gonna last me for a very long time. So you wanna make sure that you're doing a little bit of research, and a little bit of research will actually go a really long way. Whether it was somebody that already has a product or reviews, or just through trial and error, which is also the second thing. Sometimes you're gonna have to fail in order to get ahead. It sounds weird, but that's just the truth of it. And even when it comes to fashion, sometimes you gotta wear something or buy something to realize that it doesn't work, and then to make a change. And hopefully that change is for the better. And the third thing, again, is to be fearless. Do not think that shopping is something that only professionals do, or only people that are shopaholics do, or fashionistas do. You can do it too. You just have to have a fearless mindset. As long as you have a plan, you budget, you make sure that you are proud of your body type and unafraid of it. If you go in with that fearless attitude, then shopping should no longer be a problem for you. At least it shouldn't be as scary. So hopefully this video was really great for you, and hopefully you got a lot of good advice on what to do. If you ever need a shopping partner, I'm here. Just DM me or comment below. If you want any other advice about shopping or what to get, please again make sure that you comment or DM me. And please make sure that you follow Timeless Me by Mrs. C. And if you have any ideas about any other videos or anything else that you want me to talk about, please again comment. And yeah, hopefully I will see you next week. Bye guys.